morning and welcome to In the Kitchen with Ashley. I'm here with Nicole at Courtyard. Good morning.
Good morning.
So Nicole, what are we making today?
Today we are going to make a vegan key lime pie.
Awesome. Well, let's get started.
Okay. So the first thing is we roasted our nuts in the oven, 375 for about 10 minutes. You just want them to slightly darken in color and you should be able to smell the fragrant smell of nuts baking in the oven. You don't want them to burn or it will give a bitter taste. So we've got 2 cups of pecans and ½ cup of almonds in there.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is pulse these up a little bit, and then we will be adding in dates, and we will be adding in a little bit of crystallized ginger to give it a little bit of flavor. And you just want to get rid of mostly the big chunks so you have a little bit more of an even texture. So once we do that, now if you want to go ahead and add the dates in just all at once.
Pour them all in?
Yep. This is going to be kind of like the glue that sticks everything together because this is actually not going to get baked.
Okay.
Now what we're going to do is I'm going to have you chop up some of the crystallized ginger for us. This is just ginger that was cooked with a little bit of simple syrup to make it a little bit sweeter.
Just chop these?
Yep, go right ahead. And it doesn't matter, you can just do kind of rough chops with it because we are going to put it in there and kind of pulse it all together.
Perfect. And so what makes this dish vegan?
Vegan meaning it has no eggs, no dairy. We're not using animal products.
All right, I think this looks a little chopped up.
Yep, that's pretty good. So what we're going to do is just take this and we'll throw it in with that. And then what we're going to do is knead it together really fast. You want to make sure everything's mixed well, and this, using your hands, will allow you to see if there's any big chunks of nuts that weren't properly chopped up. And if so, I actually just like to take those big chunks out rather than having to throw it back in.
Yeah, it feels like it's all pretty
Perfect. So the next step is, my son already has these all lined up for you. This was his job this morning. So we're just using cupcake liners. You can do a big pan, like a big pie dish if you want to do a serving for at a big gathering, or these, which are really great for little kids and on the go. Just put them in, and what we're going to do, you want to just start helping me. Grab a little bit, throw it in.
A little niche one?
Yep, just a little bit on the bottom. And what we're going to do to get it to flatten is just go like that and gently press it down. So I'll give you one.
Thank you.
Yep. And just flatten it down. Perfect.
All right, Nicole, so we got these compacted. Are we going to put anything on top of these?
Yes, we have the key lime filling. So we're going to set these up and out of our way, and we'll get working on the filling. Now, the nice thing about this dish is everything can be put right in the blender. So it's not a lot of cleanup. First thing we're going to do is take 1 cup of cashews. These are raw cashews that have been soaked overnight in water. I like to just take a big mason jar, put in my cup of raw cashews, and then fill it with water, shake it up a little bit, and let it set overnight.
And so what is the soaking them in water, what does that do?
That makes them softer, so they're going to grind up and have a really nice texture. It's going to be a lot smoother. You're not going to have chunks of it.
Okay.
So if you want, go ahead and throw that in. Perfect. Now we're going to add the key lime juice. So we have 3/4 of a cup of key lime juice. Now key limes are a little bit different than normal limes. This is a normal lime. This is a key lime. To juice these, there's a trick. You can cut them in half and try to squeeze them, but it will take you a long time. Instead, your new best friend, garlic press. Simply take it, quarter these, and squeeze. Well, go ahead, try it. So, add that right to the blender. The next thing we're going to add is actually avocados. It gives it a really creamy texture. Avocados don't have a huge flavor when they're being mixed in with something a little bit more powerful like key lime, so you're not going to taste it. You get a lot of nutrition, and you don't have to worry about a weird texture and flavor. To sweeten it, because the key limes are a little bit stronger in flavor, we're going to add the agave. And like we said before, if you don't want to do a vegan version, honey will work fine, even maple syrup.
So we'll just pour this in?
Mm-hmm. Now we have raw coconut oil. And we're going to add that in. That helps with the flavor too. We just melted that. It's a 1/4 cup, and we just melted it in the microwave to make sure it's nice and smooth. Last ingredient, coconut milk. You want full fat. You need the fat in it in order to help everything bind together. So we just want to make sure you shake it out because the fat tends to settle on the top, and you want to make sure all of the fat is in there when we measure it out.
All right, so we just pour this in?
Yep.
Coconut milk.
Perfect. Now we are going to just put the top on and blend it till it is nice and creamy smooth.
Okay, so now this looks like it's ready to pour on top?
Yep, we just wanted to make sure that we blended it nice and thoroughly so it's nice smooth texture. And now I put it in something a little bit smaller that has a little bit of a spout to it so it's a lot easier to pour. And you just take a spoon, pour it over top, kind of smooth it out. And then as soon as we do all of these, the next step is just putting it in the freezer, letting it harden up for at least 4 to 6 hours, and then it's done. You want to take it out a few minutes before you're going to serve it so it's not completely frozen, so it's got a nice texture to it.
Thank you so much, Nicole, for coming
You're
on today.
welcome.
Showing us
for
how to
having
make
me.
this dish. Yep. Stay tuned because sports is next with Eric Curry.